Hello, hope you can hear me okay. I don't have a microphone with me, but I'll try to talk loud. So this will be a quick one. We're going to do subtracting mixed numbers. Subtracting mixed numbers. Mixed numbers. Now, we're going to be doing this involving regrouping. So it's not too hard, just a couple of steps that we have to go through. If you set up the problem correctly, take your time. These are very easy numbers to work with, and you'll have no problem. We'll do an easy one, then we'll do one that's a little bit more difficult. Okay, let's do this one without regrouping. We're just going to subtract a mixed number. So let's start with 12. Well, let's do this one. 8 and 6/10. Subtract 2 and 2/10. Now we're going to set it up the same way we've been setting up all of our fraction problems, just like this. And step one, the steps we took as notes today, step one is to make sure that the subtraction numbers for the fraction is check out. In other words, the rule of subtraction is the bigger number goes on top or first. In this case, we're subtracting numerators because we already know we don't mess with the denominators when we're adding or subtracting. So I need to make sure that the top numerator is bigger than the bottom numerator, which it is. 6 is greater than 2. And I can subtract, no problem. 6 minus 2 is 4. Denominator stays the same tenths. So I'm free. I got nothing else to do over here yet. And I can come over and subtract my whole numbers. 8 minus 2 is 6. So I have 6 and 4/10. Step 4, which everybody forgets step 4, or whatever the last step is always to reduce or simplify. So then we need to do our U-turns for 4 and 10. 1 times 4, 2 times 2. That's everything there, right? Because we're trying to find the greatest common factor. For 10, we have 1 times 10. We have 2 times 5. And that's it. So the factor they both have that's in common is 2. So we would take and divide the top number by 2, the bottom number by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5. And then here's our whole number. So there's our answer, 6 and 2/5. That was not too bad. Pretty easy. Now let's do a little bit of regrouping. Let's go down here. Oh. Go away. Whoa. Keeps coming back. He doesn't want to leave. All right, this one involves regrouping. So essentially the same steps. You might want to take your time and make sure you're doing everything correctly. Right? You should have all the steps in your notes. Don't forget the last final step, which is always to simplify. So let's do 12 and 6/12. We're going to subtract 4 and 10/12. Set it up. No problem. Now that's a 4. You get that. It's a 4, right? You see that? So we look at our fractions because that's the part we're starting with first. And I said earlier the rule was that the top numerator has to be bigger. Well, 6 is not bigger than 10. I can't. 6 minus 10 doesn't work. So here's where I regroup. Here's where the skill comes in. I need to make this fraction, this numerator has to be bigger than 10 because right now it's 6. So I need to add a whole nother fraction to it. And I'm regrouping, so I have to take from the 12, because the fraction is 12 and 6/12. So I take a whole number away. That gives me 11. So that whole number has to come over here now. And I'm going to add it, right? And I'm going to add it in the form of 12 over 12, because the denominator is 12. 12 over 12 is a whole number, so this checks out. So I can add these two together now. 6 plus 12 is 18. Denominator stays the same. So these are done. Here's my new fraction, 18/12. It's improper, but I did it like that on purpose. Because now the 18 is bigger than 10, and I can subtract. 18 minus 10 is 8. Here's my 12th. 11 minus 4, 7. So now I have my last step I have to do again is my U-turns. 8, 12, that's a terrible 8. 1 times 8, 2 times 4. Over here we have 1 times 12, 2 times 6 and 3 times 4. Wow, so actually this is one of the problems that I have a bigger number. Yes, 1, they have 1 in common. I'm looking for the greatest common factor. They both have 2 in common. That's cool. But the biggest, the baddest is 4. They both have 4 in common. So I can divide by 4, divide by 4. 8 divided by 4, 2. 12 divided by 4, 3. I have my 7 here, and there you go. Simple, right? Don't forget this step, people. You have to be able to do this step. Your problem will be wrong without reducing. And the regrouping part, right? I used 12 twelfths. Why did I use 12 twelfths? Well, we know that 12 twelfths equals a whole number, right? 11 elevenths equals a whole number. 6 over 6 equals a whole number. I can keep going all day. 5 over 5 equals a whole number. So whenever you're regrouping, where's our problem at? Can I find it? Sorry about that. If you go back to our original problem, it was, you can see it's 6 twelfths, right? So the reason I chose 12 over 12 is because the denominator is 12. That just makes sense. If the fraction had been, 3/5, then I would have used 5 over 5. Because anytime the numerator and denominator are the same, that is equal to 1 whole, which is what we were regrouping. Okay, so think about that. I'll give you one to try to solve on your own. Let's see. Let's do 15 and 3/10. Subtract 6 and 6/10. There you go. Good luck. This one is a little bit challenging, but I think you can handle it. Don't forget, if you have to, reduce. Always check. Also, if you end up with an improper fraction here, if it's improper, you have to change it to a mixed number. Remember that. If this ends up as an improper fraction, which could happen, I'm not going to give you the answer, but if it does, that whole number needs to come over here with these bad boys. All right, good luck. Put your answer in the comments below. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.